It was necessary to launch the altogether different programme because if you look at where we'd come from in policing, we're very traditional, or seen as a very traditional service. If we kept doing what we'd always done, we were going to get what we always got. And with austerity measures and being cut 20 to 25%, all we were going to be doing was asking a very much smaller number of people to do the same work, and it was just not possible. We had to do something different. When we looked at the austerity measures, when the Chancellor first announced the cuts of 20%, we'd actually modelled for 15. We were one of the sort of forces who thought it might have been about 15%. So 20% did take us by surprise, but we already knew pretty much what we wanted to achieve. And we wanted to change the paradigm of the organisation. We wanted to change the culture. We wanted to change from a very traditional, safe, public sector, you're here, jobs for life, you're here because of your career, to a much more flexible, dynamic, smaller, fleet-of-foot organisation that could reflect what the organisation wanted, but could be entrepreneurial in the way that they grabbed other organisation to work with us to create safe communities. So when you look at it, if we did the redundancy programme early, so we accumulated capital, and we felt that £100,000 capital to show to our supervisors who were left that we were investing in them. We knew that their job was going to be harder and different. We were going to invest £100,000 into their development. And we actually chose £100,000 because it was a round figure and we could actually tell our staff that's exactly what we were doing, investing in them. Altogether different's only been running 11 months, and even in that short space of time, the difference in the organisation is tangible. And you only have to ask the participants. Here we are, at time of mid-austerity, we've released lots of people from the organisation, and we are facing more challenging times. Crime's down, antisocial behaviour's down, satisfaction is up significantly, customer satisfaction, confidence of communities is going up, the number of people we arrest is going up, our conviction rate, that's to say the quality of the files and whether or not we secure convictions at court, is going up. We're being really creative and innovative in the way that we look at young people, rather than labelling them as criminal, but working with them in really imaginative ways so that they don't see themselves as criminal, and their recidivism rates, the rate of reconviction, is fantastically reduced. It's off the scale. So how's that all achieved? Well, that's all achieved because a critical mass of the people who were involved in this development opportunity have sat down with somebody, and it was the one-to-ones that were really, really key to this. So it was the 360-degree feedback. For the first time, some people in leadership roles had got honest, anonymous feedback about the impact they were having on the people they led. So that was hugely therapeutic. But it was only therapeutic because we sat it with a coaching session, a one-to-one session of somebody who was completely objective and independent to interpret what they were hearing. Because I think sometimes when people see that 360-degree feedback and it's raw, people don't see the positives, they don't work out and analyse what's really being said there. And that was hugely impactful. There's one or two people that I can just bring to mind just now who I can see them operating hugely differently. And it's not so that people think, oh my goodness me, they're different people. They are still the same people, they're still their authentic selves, but they are utterly different as leaders. And they're having a fantastic impact on the people they work with. Just look at the action learning sets. I mean, it was amusing actually, action learning set. When we first started with the action learning sets, everybody saw it as, oh, action learning sets. So people were doing lots of things. And then when they started feeding back to the force executive, we said, and what have you learned? And they looked as if to say, well, that's an unfair question. And we pointed out to the L bit, action learning set. And I think that's taken a little bit longer than the 11 months for that to permeate. But you and I know that here we are, 11 months on, and we're now hearing the learning that's going on within those action learning sets. We're creating a learning organisation. We're creating an organisation that values quality, that values individuality and diversity, but in a way that has come from within.